Hello, everybody. Welcome again today here on our 30 days, 30 tips challenge on burnout. And today it's day 25. And the question that we are going to answer today is, can I get rid of stress, anxiety, or burnout by myself? Is it possible? So let's dig into that. My name is Vasi Sarantopoulou and I'm a psychologist. So, first of all, sometimes there are situations in our life, periods in our life, that we feel that we're struggling. We're struggling with stress, anxiety, maybe signs of burnout, and we are not in the position to reach out for help. Maybe financial reasons or maybe practical reasons don't allow us to have the support from a professional. First of all, I should say that it's a good thing that we are doing something about it, even though trying to figure out by ourselves. It's better to do something by ourselves than to say, well, I don't have the money, so I will just stay here and suffer without doing anything. So definitely it's much better if we start doing something, even though we are not professionals, but at least trying to get some kind of help, even from other sources. So my answer to the question, can I get rid of stress or anxiety by myself, is yes and no. Very diplomatic, I know, but I will explain what I mean. So I was doing just a short Google search, just a Google search, how to cope with anxiety and stress. And I can see now in Google that the results that I got was 199 million results, around like this number. So if somebody looks for ways to cope with anxiety and stress, there are 199 million results there. There are 199 suggestions of how to cope with stress. So if somebody wants to get help, there is Google. There are also books, self-help books, there are podcasts, there are mindfulness courses, they can try journaling. There are also workshops that somebody can join with, of course, an affordable budget, and they can get some help, take some tools, and go back home and try to work with these tools and work on these tools, build on what they got on a workshop. And actually, that's what we're doing, what we're starting from next week, the 6-week workshop on mental health fitness, the 6-week workshop on dealing with burnout and stress, and where you can get a lot of tools so that you can go back home and work on yourself. At the same time, I can say that sometimes working on our mental health by ourselves is not enough, is not sufficient. Why? Because it's difficult to be an objective observer of our own problems. It's difficult to have an objective idea and perspective of what's happening inside us. And what I usually say to people that they ask me, well, I wish that I was a therapist and I could solve my own problems. Actually, that's not true. Therapists also have a therapist. Psychologists, they also see a psychologist. Why? Because we're human beings, we're not gods, and we definitely need an external perspective so that we can actually see our thoughts and our feelings with more clarity. So there are some times that we do need external help. So, and I'm going to give you another example. Can I learn painting by myself? Yeah, sure, you can. But at the same time, there are going to be moments that you will be like, am I using the right tools? Am I going the right way? Is it good that I'm doing? Or why is he saying A, but this teacher here on YouTube says B? So since we're trying something ourselves, we don't have the certainty that what we're trying is going to actually help. And that's why we need external help. What I will actually wanted to say is that the combination of these two can be really useful, like using your own resources and going to workshops or reading books. But at the same time, if you have this opportunity, get some help from a professional. When is the right time to seek for professional help? Actually, I would say when it becomes too complicated, when it's an accumulation of issues, of emotional issues, and you don't know where to start, when it's confusing, or when you're trying by yourself, but then you're losing your motivation. You know that when you start therapy, you go there every week or every 2 weeks. But if you don't have these external motivation, sometimes you're like, yeah, I'm going to try it next week, or I'm going to try it another day. So it's a way so that we can hold ourselves accountable. Also, it's a good time to see therapists if you try things, but then you see that you're not getting better, but actually you're getting worse. Or if you see that there's impacts of this stress and anxiety that you have in many areas of your life, if you see that your relationships are impacted, your work, your physical health, even you have pain in your body or symptoms that they cannot be explained otherwise. If you cannot stop your thoughts, if you cannot control your feelings, if you're overwhelmed, that's the point that you should ask for a therapist to help you. But other than that, there are millions of ideas out there, what you can do so that you can support yourself and deal with anxiety every little day, every single day, a little bit every day. It's much better than doing nothing about it. And I definitely encourage you to do stuff by yourself. Feel free also to ask me for advice or resources or books. You know that I love books, and you know that I have a ton of ideas on how one can help themselves with books or other resources. Thank you very much for being here today. I hope you got ideas from our today tip, and looking forward to listen to your thoughts and your ideas. And by the way, that was a question asked by one of my followers on Instagram. So feel free to ask me your questions. Thank you very much. Take good care of yourself. See you again tomorrow.